D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? Welcome to my week in review, where I come to you every Sunday with 3 entertainment stories that I personally find interesting, and then we discuss them down below. Now, also down below, you can find the articles that I read to bring you this video, and you can read them for yourself, or you can just watch this video where I'm going to read it to you and everything and give you my input. Also, I just want to say that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine, we just keep getting shoved to the back of the line. So please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. All right, now I got all the business out of the way. Why don't we get started on these 3 stories? You guys, it's been a slow week, but I got some stories for you, and I want to talk about this nonsense. Okay, here we go. For my first story this week, you guys. Okay, so Fantastic Beasts, the Fantastic Beasts franchise has not been going well. And the director, David Yates, he was on a podcast and he had talked about it. And we're going to talk about this article from the Hollywood Reporter. And it just kind of makes me sad. It makes me sad because I do enjoy the wizarding world of Harry Potter. And I like, even though these movies aren't the best, I do enjoy being in this world. So why don't we go ahead and go through this article, and I'll give you my thoughts as we go along, because he says something in here also that I just find completely ridiculous, but I'm like, you know what, whatever. All right, so it says Fantastic Beasts director says franchise has been parked by Warner Brothers. David Yates gives an update on that 5-film franchise plan for Fantastic Beasts. All right, so it says Warner Brothers has cast an Immobilis spell on Fantastic Beasts. Director David Yates gave an update about the beleaguered franchise, which halted after 3 of its 5 planned films were released. With Beasts for a 5-minute, with Beasts for a minute, it's all just parked, Yates told an Inside Total Film podcast. We got to the end of the 3rd film in 2020's Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, and we're all so proud of that movie. And when it went out into the world, we just needed to sort of stop and pause and take it easy. Now, I just want to say real quick, I think that Fantastic Beasts, I think the franchise failed in many ways. I like J.K. Rowling. I have nothing against her. I think she's a fantastic writer. The problem is that those films, she wrote the script for those films, except for the 3rd one, she co-wrote it. And I think that she needed to co-write all of them, because I think she does have a problem with action sequences in movies. Writing a novel, people want to argue with me about this. Writing a novel is not the same as writing a movie script. It's totally different. And you can tell in J.K. Rowling's movie scripts, she talks too much, not enough action. The Crimes of Grindelwald, great title, but it was so boring. Like from that first sequence, though, is great. That first sequence is fantastic. It's probably my favorite action sequence in the entire Harry Potter franchise, the Wizarding World franchise. But in terms of the rest of the movie, it's just boring. I mean, that last fight sequence wasn't that great. And so I think she needed to co-write all of them to really get, because that last one had some good action sequences in it, in my opinion. So I just think that, and also this is just, it's sad that they're not going to finish this, because parked is just Hollywood talk for canceled. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not going to do those last 2 films. And I think the 3rd film is a decent place to end on. You know what I'm saying? So it says Yates claimed the entire idea of a 5-film franchise wasn't the studio's at all. I mean, I doubt it. Yates, I doubt it. I'm pretty sure it was initially planned as 3 films. Oh yeah, no, sure, Jam. And he suggested the saga's author and Beast trilogy screenwriter J.K. Rowling made the announcement of a 5-film plan without much of creative team knowing ahead of time during a media event for the first film in 2016's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I don't think so. I don't know what media event he's talking about, but she did tweet where somebody had asked her how many Fantastic Beasts movies there would be, and she said 5 in 5 different languages. So I have to be honest with you. I don't think that David Yates knows what he's talking about in this instance, because he's a director, and directors can be kind of stupid sometimes when it comes to other things. Like they just want to direct, and, you know, that's fine. So it says, The idea that they were going to have 5 films was a total surprise to most of us, said Yates. Rowling just mentioned it spontaneously at a press screening once. We were presenting some clips of FBI and which I think for FB1. I said FBI. Sorry. We'd all signed up for FB1 very enthusiastically, and Joe, bless her, come on and said, "Oh, by the way, there's 5 of them." We all looked at each other because no one had told us there were going to be 5. We'd committed to this one, so that was the first we'd heard of it. I doubt it. I don't think he's telling the truth. I'm not gonna lie. And if it was like, how do you sign a contract? He said he was going to direct all the films. How do you sign a contract and not know this? Like, I'm sorry, they don't, if they know there's going to be a trilogy, they would sign you for a trilogy. Like, so stupid. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's like when they did the Hunger Games trilogy, they had signed Jennifer Lawrence on for all 3 films or 4 films. So it's just ridiculous. I mean, it's not true. So it should be pointed out, however, that Warner Brothers never corrected this statement or gave any indication that 5 films wasn't the plan, despite 5 being cited in media stories for years afterwards. Also, it's clear that, especially with the second film, 2018's The Crime of Grindelwald, that franchise creatively seemed intent on following the villainous wizards, first played by Johnny Depp, then Mads Mikkelsen, which I think also was a problem. Storyline through his climactic, as yet unseen, formation with Dumbledore Jude Law. Then the ending of Secrets rather unexpectedly seemed like an attempt to wrap things up. That is so true. It seemed like they did try to wrap things up in that last movie, which I guess was fine, but I don't think they did a great job of it. And I do think that they could have done a better job of it, but whatever. Adam Yates, who is currently promoting his new crime drama, Pain Hustlers, which I've heard some things about that. Not the best things, but whatever. I haven't spoken to Joe. I haven't spoken to David Heyman. I haven't spoken to Warner Brothers. We're just taking a pause. It's quite nice because it allows me to do stuff like Pain Hustlers, but I'm sure at some point central character Newt Scamander may well be back. Who can tell? We haven't had any in-depth conversations. Okay, so I'm not going to read the rest of this article because it does talk about the budget and stuff, and then it tells you who they're repped by, who's repped by who. Now, I just want to say this. When it comes to this franchise, I had seen online / heard from scoopers that if this franchise, if that third movie did not do well at the box office, which it did not, that they were going to do a 4th movie and that was going to end all of it because they were going to wrap it up because they're making these movies for an exorbitant amount of money and they're not getting their money back on it. You know what I'm saying? So they were just like, we're just going to wrap it up and then that'll be the end of that, which I think is a good idea. But I personally would like to see all 5 movies just as a Wizarding World fan. I'm a huge Potterhead. If you can't tell by my office behind me, I didn't think the Fantastic Beasts movies were great, but I did think they offered some insight into that world, and I would personally love to go back to it. That's just my own thoughts on that, but you can make up your own mind or whatever. But yeah, all right, you guys. So that is my first story of the week. So for my second story of the week, you guys, oh boy, look what we got here. We get a first official look at the Snow White movie. Weird. We also get some thoughts that it's been delayed, you guys. And I have thoughts on it. I think they mentioned in this article. So let's check out this article from Hollywood Reporter, and then we're going to talk about this first look photo because they also delayed Jonathan Majors movie, that Magazine Dreams movie, where he's looking freaking hot as shit in that one. He is puffed. Look, he's all and everything. Okay, so it says Disney delays Snow White and Elio, which was anybody looking forward to any of these motherfuckers. A year removes Jonathan Majors' Magazine Dreams from calendar, which I do want to see Magazine Dreams. I'm not going to lie. Like, especially now that he's smacking bitches up. I'm like, gangsta. Anyways, Disney's Bob Iger and other Hollywood CEOs told SAG and AFTRA earlier this week that the deadline to salvage their 2024 theatrical slates is all but upon them. So it's, and that's the photo right there. But don't worry, we're gonna blow it up and we're gonna talk about it, guys, because I do want to talk about it. It says, "Get ready for the dominoes to start falling in earnest as studios." We're not gonna read this part because we're just gonna go off to this part. So it says, Disney on Friday announced it is delaying the release of its live-action Snow White movie starring Rachel Zegler by a year, from March 2024 to March 21st, 2025. The film, which is officially titled Disney Snow White, is among the studio's biggest offerings of the year and is one of the anchors of its spring slate. The other spring anchors are Pixar's March animated tentpole Elio. Okay, we're not going to read that. So it says, in a move unrelated to the strike, Disney and Searchlight have removed Magazine Dreams. That's not what I wanted to read to. I thought they had mentioned something about Rachel Zegler. Okay, we're not going to read the rest of this, guys, because it mentions just the delays, and that's not what we're here for. We're here for a short time. We're here for a good time, not a long time. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about this photo of Rachel Zegler, who has been given her opinion, because that's what we all need, is Rachel Zegler's opinion on the Snow White movie. Now, this dress she has, let's pull this picture up. It was a boom. All right, there she is with her stupid face. And here's all of the dwarves. You guys, you remember when they said they weren't going to be dwarves, they were going to be magical creatures. And then we heard they were going to be bandits. I think that they need this year to revamp this movie. They need to redo it. And I think they're going to have reshoots. I think they're going to, because this is what I think they're doing. All of these people, all these littles, they were originally those bandits that they had, all those, that diverse crew that we saw in those set photos. I have another video. I'll link it up in the iCard section and everything. But I think they're going to go through and digitally put these dwarves in every single scene and then reshoot what they need to reshoot to make this movie not crazy. It's Hollywood, baby. Remember when she said that? All right, let's take a look at this real quick. All right, first off, the dress, I mean, it's like somewhat accurate, but it's not good. It's not good. I've seen cosplay way better than this. All right, so then take a look at these dwarves, okay? The CGI is so bad on this right now. I mean, they'll probably do a better job of it, but I'm like, look at these little assholes. It's just not good. And they've taken, they could have just hired little people. And this is just another example of little people not getting work. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Hollywood is all like, marginalized communities. But here we have little people not being represented, and you want me to feel sorry for you and shit. It's like, get the fuck out of here and everything. And Rachel Zegler, it was Peter Dinklage really hurt this movie by talking. And then Rachel Zegler, she doesn't know how to shut up. And Gal Gadot. Gal Gadot plays a part in this because she doesn't know how to shut up either. She's like, he's not going to be saved by the prince. And it's like, stop giving her the robe so she can hang herself with. You know what I'm saying? And this looks awful. This does not look good to me. I mean, from this picture alone, this looks like more like a TV movie, like a streaming movie than an actual theatrical film. I do think if we pull back here, I do think the set, though, this little house, I do think this house looks pretty good. But yeah, that's the photo of it. But tell me, what do you guys think about this photo? Because I don't know how to feel about it. I mean, I do know how to feel about it. I just don't know how this movie is gonna be good and everything, or how it's gonna do well. I just don't know how I feel about how this movie's gonna do in the box office, because I'm not gonna go see it. I'm telling you right now. That is my second story of the week, you guys. So for my third and final story this week, and this one's kind of a little story, kind of a smaller story, but I wanted to talk about it because Mike Flanigan's making a Stephen King movie, which I have to be honest with you, I do like Stephen King's books. Not all of them are my favorite, but like the classic, like It. I love It. It scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I remember it was the first chapter, maybe it was the second chapter, whatever one where the gay guy gets thrown over the bridge, scared me. That scene in that book scared me so much. Put the book down for 2 months. I couldn't read it, and I was so scared. But I was like, I think I was in the 5th or 4th grade. I can't remember. Anyways, so he's doing a new movie, and this is based off a novella, like a short story or whatnot. A collection of short stories, but this is one short story. Okay, it says that Scream Actors' new Stephen King movie is more exciting than 27-year-old franchise return. I disagree with that statement from Screen Rant, but I'll tell you why. Now, they put Nev Campbell on here, and then this guy who played Oh, what was his name? Shoot. I can't remember off the top of my head. But anyways, they put them in there, and I have to tell you right now, it's neither one of them. But the person they did pick, I actually do like it. Anyways, so Mike Flanigan's new Stephen King movie has added a beloved Scream actor to its cast, and this is more exciting than their return in Scream 7, which I also disagree. I'm not going to read all those little tidbits, but we're just going to get to the article right here. And it says Mike Flanigan's next project is a new Stephen King adaptation, and its latest cast addition is a beloved Scream actor. And this is more exciting than a return to the Scream franchise. They keep saying that, but they're so wrong. Mike Flanigan is one of the most successful and popular masters of horror, which I agree with in recent years, thanks to movies like Hush and TV shows like The Haunting of Hill House. I have to say right now, I do enjoy Mike Flanigan for the most part. Some of his stuff really doesn't land with me as much as other things. I don't know what that was, as other things, but I do think that he is fantastic overall. Like, I do enjoy his movies. So it says, some of Flanigan's most acclaimed works have been adaptations of some of Stephen King's stories, such as Gerald's Game, true, and Dr. Sleep. Gerald's Game was fine. I didn't enjoy that as much. I did enjoy Dr. Sleep, I have to say. I thought that was fantastic, especially the parts where they're in the other world. I don't remember what it was called. I did enjoy those, okay? So while he still enjoys the success of his TV series, The Fall of the House of Usher, which I'm in the middle of, so far it's all right and everything. But yeah, Mike Flanigan's next project has been revealed, and it's taking him back to Stephen King's universe. I also just want to say, in terms of Mike Flanigan, there was a rumor, or I think he said it, where he wanted to do a Clayface horror movie for Warner Brothers for the DCEU, and I was all on board for that, you guys. I would love to see it. That'd be so good. So it says Mike Flanigan's next movie is The Life of Chuck, an adaptation of a short story of the same name from Stephen King's novella If It Bleeds. Flanigan will serve as director and writer, sharing the latter duties with Trevor Macy. And the cast for this new project has already been revealed. I'm pretty sure it's everybody that's been in every movie that he's fucking made, including his wife. He always casts his wife, but I get it. It's fine. What did that say? Starring as the title character will be Tom Hiddleston. Love Tom Hiddleston. And he will be joined by Mark Hamill as Albie and Chiwetel Ejiofor. I hope I said that. Chiwetel Ejiofor. I hope I said his name right. And Karen Gillan. I love Karen Gillan. In disclosed roles among the recent cast announcements was one of the most beloved actors from the Scream franchise, Matthew Lillard, who played Stu, the other killer in the first movie. And this continues his exciting return to horror genre. Yes, because he was recently in Five Nights at Freddy's. It says Matthew Lillard made his film debut in the comedy horror movie Ghoulies 3. Ghoulies Go to College. I haven't seen that. But I've only seen the first Ghoulies movie. But his big break arrived in 1996 when he was cast as Stu in Wes Craven's Scream. Lillard's performance in Scream has become a classic of horror genre thanks to his unique style of touch of comedy and, of course, the twist of his story. Scream established Lillard as a horror icon. We're just going to go through the rest of this. When the Scream franchise was received in 2020 with a fifth film. All right, I'm not going to read the rest of this, but even the return inclusion, The Life of Chuck, more exciting than seeing him again as Stu. I disagree with that because this website is annoying the fuck out of me. So here he is. He's in Five Nights at Freddy's. That new movie. I heard his role. I haven't seen it yet, but I heard his role is small. I'm going to leave it right here, you guys, because this is a better picture than that top one. But I have to say this. One, good for Matthew Lillard. I do enjoy him. I think him getting more work is great. I personally enjoy him. I've heard he does really good in Five Nights at Freddy's, even though he's got a smaller role, and good for him. Also, in terms of seeing him in Scream 7, not this being more exciting than Scream 7, I disagree 100%. I think that seeing him in Scream 7 would be way more interesting. And I personally am here for it. You know what I'm saying? But if he's not, that's fine. I don't necessarily need legacy characters. I just need Neve Campbell back. But you know what I'm saying? And plus, it'll be interesting to see if they do bring him back, what they do there with that and how they explain everything. Although it wouldn't be that hard to explain. Okay, you guys, that was my final story of the week. So tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about David Yates saying that they've parked Fantastic Beasts and pretty much that means they're not going to make any more movies? I think they should at least make one more, but if they don't make any more, I guess that's it. You know, boo-hoo for us. But I think they should make two more, but I mean, if they're losing money, you obviously can't keep doing it. That's not a good business plan. But I'm bummed that they're not going to make any more movies if that's the case. I feel really, I'm like, oh no, I need it. Daddy needs it. Daddy needs it. Tell me, how do you guys feel about the delays for Disney, but also how do you feel about this first look at Snow White and the Seven Dwarves in Snow White from Disney? Do you think that do you think it looks good? And be honest with me, if you think it looks great, tell me. I'm not against it necessarily. I just think Rachel Zegler doesn't know how to shut the fuck up, and she's ruining it for everybody. I think that also Peter Dinklage didn't help out because he ruined it for everybody also, and he's not even in the fucking movie. And then finally, tell me, how do you guys feel about Matthew Lillard being added to the cast of The Life of Chuck? Did you read that novella / that short story, or is this going to be new for you? How do you feel about Mike Flanigan? Are you a huge fan like myself? I think he's really talented and he's great, and I personally enjoy him. Or do you not like his stuff? You know, I mean, I get that if you don't like his stuff, you know, you can't like everybody. But I do think he's great. I also would like to see him maybe do something besides horror. You know, I think, you know, George A. Romero, he one time, because he did all those zombie movies, he had said one time that he had pitched a rom-com to the studios, and he thought it was really great. He had written a rom-com, a romance movie, and he said it was, I thought it was really good. I pitched it, and they said it was good, but they were like, but you're the zombie guy, and we're not going to finance any movie unless it's a zombie movie from you. And I felt bad for him, and I'm just like, that sucks because they pigeonholed him into just making zombie movies. But I'm like, maybe you should have made a rom-com, because he made one about a vampire. It's called Marv. It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. But yeah. But for Mike Flanigan, I just go to you, Mike, do you want to do horror your whole life, your whole directing career? I'm not against it, because I've enjoyed what you've made, but do you really want to do that your whole career, just make horror movies? But you know, I mean, if you're good at it, I say do it. I'd ride that money train to the bank, yo. I would. All right, you guys, I'm going to end it there, but tell me what you guys think about all this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go hit that like button. You know, I won't mind if you're new to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next week on my week in review. You guys have a good week. Bye.
Hey nerds, if you like this video, go ahead and click that Geek What icon and subscribe. And if you like this video, go ahead and join me every Sunday with my week in review.